If you've ever felt frustrated with your eyeshadow just disappearing or not looking right on your hooded eyes, then you're in the right place. Today I'm breaking down 3 common mistakes of hooded eyes and how to fix them. Now I want to say that I'm making this video as a follow-up for anyone who has taken my Hooded Eye Masterclass. See, I've learned that it's really easy to learn something new, see immediate results, but then slip back into old habits without even realizing it. I know for me, I'm a visual learner, so seeing these little tiny adjustments that make a huge difference is so helpful. So let's get into it. Now, if you haven't taken my Hooded Eye Masterclass, that's okay. You're still going to benefit from these 3 tips. I do recommend that you check it out because I walk you through figuring out what specific hooded eye that you have. Yes, there are different types of hooded eyes. I teach you what tools to use, and then I teach my signature method, but we can talk about that in just a bit. If you don't know me, my name is Amanda Miller. I've been a professional makeup artist for about 20 years, and I specialize in photography makeup. About 10 years ago, I shifted my career. I completely left the commercial industry and I started teaching women just like me, like the everyday mom type of woman, to do her makeup. And I showed the behind the scenes tips and tricks that I learned in my career and how to apply that to everyday life. So that is my passion and my specialty. Now, obviously, I have hooded eyes. I've had hooded eyes my entire life. As I'm in my 40s, I'm noticing my eyes to be more hooded, and I know that there are special tips and tricks. You can't just follow any type of eyeshadow tutorial and replicate it on yourself. It's not going to look the same. You have to use different strategies for hooded eyes, which is why I created the Hooded Eye Masterclass, because I know how frustrating it is, but I also know how easy it can be. Just little bitty tweaks for your eyeshadow make the biggest difference. So I'm going to show you some common mistakes on this eye, and then I'll show you how to fix it on this eye. I'm going to use 3 colors, a light, medium, dark. I'm going to use the exact same eyeshadows on both sides. And honestly, I'm going to do a technique that pretty much everybody does, you know, light under the brow, inner corner of the eye, medium on the lid, and then dark in the crease and maybe on the outer edge of the eye. Very, very basic. You can use any color that you want. So you'll need 3 colors, a light, medium, and dark. Doesn't matter what shades, pink, purple, blues. I'm gonna do neutral, but do whatever you want. Okay, so let's start with the medium shade. Most people apply from the lashes up to the crease. So this look is great, especially when my eyebrows are lifted and I'm looking in the mirror. You know, we all have this face that we make when we're looking in the mirror, and we go like this. And then we see ourselves in pictures where we're completely relaxed and we look totally different than what we look like in the mirror, not to mention that our faces are flipped, right? So when you go to relax your eye, guess what? You can't see any of the eyeshadow. So here is a really quick fix. You're going to do just this, okay? So let me just throw this on really quick. Once you have the eyeshadow from your lash up to your crease, what I want you to do then is look in the mirror, completely relax your eyebrow, and then just go right above where you can actually see it. Then just tilt your head back and do little swirls and blend it out. You can even feather all the way up to your brow. This is just going to give a really, really soft, diffused look. Again, this is your medium shade, so this is nothing too dark or too light. But do you see the difference? You can see the eyeshadow. The eye actually looks a little bit more open and lifted. Now moving on to the crease color. This is your darkest shade, and this is what I see a lot of times. It's really easy to kind of go back to old habits. So when you apply the dark shade, typically most people do a windshield wiper motion in the crease. Now see, the problem with a hooded eye though, is when you are adding a dark shade, what that does is adds depth. Even if I'm using a blue eyeshadow or a purple eyeshadow, a dark pink eyeshadow, if I'm applying a dark color over a fold that is already shaded or dark, it's just going to emphasize that. So essentially, it's making this fold look even deeper, which creates this to look like the hood part to look like it's protruding even more. So in order to fix this, what you're going to do is you're going to do the windshield wiper motion in the crease, but then you're also going to go above the crease. So just like we did with the medium shade, you're gonna relax your eye completely, And what that's going to do, it's going to pull the hood back. Now, before I blend this out, there is another bonus tip that I want to give you. So everybody that's been in the Hooded Eye Masterclass, they already know this, they've already mastered this. This is a hot tip for you, okay? For those of you who have not been in the Hooded Eye Masterclass. Most people do a windshield wiper motion like this, right? You're going to follow the natural arc of your eye. That feels very natural. When we have hooded eyes, we cannot do that because what happens, that dark, so it's going to pull back and it's going to pull down. We want to, with our hooded eyes, pull out and pull up. So instead of following the natural arc of your eye, you're gonna go in and above the crease, but you're gonna pull out. This is going to give you a nice lift. So hopefully you can see the difference. This eye is a little bit more hooded. It is not complementary to my specific eye shape, whereas this eye looks a little bit more open and a little bit more lifted. Now the third tip is the placement of the lightest shade. What I see a lot is that the lightest shade goes below the brow, which is the correct placement. However, when you have a hooded eye, you have to remember that the lightest shade works like a flashlight or a spotlight. So when you're placing the lightest color on your hooded eye, you're essentially making that hooded eye stand out even more. So instead, what you're gonna do is take the lightest shade and you're going to apply it very strategically. So you're gonna go right under the arch of the brow, at the front of the brow, and then at the tail. You can also do right above the arch, and then you can do right in the inner corner of your eye. And from there, take a fluffy blending brush and just blend it all out. This is going to give you that highlight without it being too much and being a spotlight on the hood of your eye. So now that you've seen these very common mistakes that can make your eyeshadow either completely disappear or just not look very flattering on hooded eyes, I want you to start paying attention to where and how you're applying your eyeshadow. For my Hooded Eye Masterclass students, I want you to head over to our community, leave your thoughts, share with us some looks that you've created, and just let's have a conversation over there. And if you don't have my Hooded Eye Masterclass yet, there is a link in the description. I highly recommend that you grab it because if you struggle feeling confident when you apply your eyeshadow, this has helped hundreds of women. It's truly my goal to demystify makeup and make it easy and fun. Let me know in the comments below if this was helpful, if you do the do's or if you do the don'ts. Either way, I want to know. I'll see you next time.